My fellow Liberians, despite our diversity, we are a united people, a great and noble people. Through the strength of our unity and the resilience of our determination, we have begun to rebuild a ravished country and have survived 2 deadly health crises. Our people have stood together as one united people, ready to face the future. Whether you are a fisherman of Grand Cru and Sino, the hunters of Grand Jide and River G, the farmers of Lofa and Bapolu, the Gola and Vai dancers of Bumi and Cape Mount, the hospitable people of Bassa and River Ses, the warriors of Maryland, the miners and explorers of Nimba, the merchants and traders of Bong, the welcoming people of Magibi, or the melting pot of Montserrado. We are one people, Liberians. We have a great challenge and opportunity ahead of us. In unity, we will rebuild this country as a shining example in Africa, demonstrating the power of a determined and united people. Our economy and our national budget will expand and grow like never before. We will improve the lives of our people and put smiles on the faces of our citizens. I promise you that together we can and will do the job. A new day is on the horizon. The time for babysitting is over. God bless you and God bless Liberia. My fellow Liberians, despite our diversity, we are a united people, a great and noble people. Through the strength of our unity and the resilience of our determination, we have begun to rebuild a ravished country and have survived 2 deadly health crises. Our people have stood together as one united people, ready to face the future. Whether you are a fisherman of Grand Cru and Sino, the hunters of Grand Jide and River G, the farmers of Lofa and Bapolu, the Gola and Vai dancers of Bumi and Cape Mount, the hospitable people of Bassa and River Ses, the warriors of Maryland, the miners and explorers of Nimba, the merchants and traders of Bong, the welcoming people of Magibi, or the melting pot of Montserrado. We are one people, Liberians. We have a great challenge and opportunity ahead of us. In unity, we will rebuild this country as a shining example in Africa, demonstrating the power of a determined and united people. Our economy and our national budget will expand and grow like never before. We will improve the lives of our people and put smiles on the faces of our citizens. I promise you that together we can and will do the job. A new day is on the horizon. The time for babysitting is over. God bless you and God bless Liberia.
I try so much. They made it up for me. I've been praying to God every day, please give me honey now.
The oldest republic in Africa. And yet, on the continent, and indeed one of the least developed countries in the world. And I say to you, my fellow Liberians, we need to ask ourselves some fundamental questions. Why are we where we are? Most Liberian homes don't have running water. Most Liberians are unemployed. These are things we can change. These of ourselves and of our leaders. We, as Liberians, cannot keep doing the same things and expect results. We cannot keep electing and selecting the same kind of leaders with the same kinds of experiences and expect life to change. We have to do many things differently. And that starts with selecting and electing new leaders who know how to create jobs, who know how to grow the economy, who will prioritize the Liberian people first before they prioritize themselves. And this is what I offer you, the Liberian people. The other universal truth that I want to share with you, my fellow Liberians, is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And again, I ask you to look at my record of job creation, of success, of managing large budgets without one penny going missing. All of these things you can look at and compare to the other candidates. And again, you will see that my past performance and past behavior is a good predictor, a good indicator that what I commit to, we will deliver. There are 5 priorities we have, and we call that the what's. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, is electricity, it's roads, it's water, and it's net and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is priority. That basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians. The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. Our next priority is agriculture. We are a country that do not fear ourselves. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves. And my commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we are focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people because, again, that's how we can help them create jobs. That's how we can train farmers. And so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what's is health. Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our 5th priority, and there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians differently in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds. How do we get all Liberians to participate in the changes that are required? We're going to use arts and music and culture and reconciliation and religion. All of these things, we will be deliberate in using these things to engage us as a people in this transformation process. And so we're doing some work on how we can make those things happen. The next how is that we're going to find the money. We have to find the resources, the money, to do all of the what I mentioned earlier. And the way we'll find the money is, first, we'll go after waste in government. You know, we spend a lot of money on things that we don't need, or we pay too much for things that we do need. So, for example, I believe the vehicles we buy for our government officials, we spend too much money on that. We should reduce the number of vehicles, and we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do the work. We need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we'll find the money is going after this thing called corruption. You know, corruption has been the bane of our country, is the primary reason why we are as underdeveloped as we are today. And we will aggressively go after corruption. The first thing we'll do is appoint a corruption czar, a minister in charge of corruption in the presidency that will coordinate all of that find corrupt officials. Secondly thing we'll do is we'll make sure we are giving the resources, the money, the right people. Is the LACC, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Office, the Public Procurement and Concessions. We'll make sure they got the right resources to go after corrupt officials. After that, when we find people who are corrupt, we will prosecute them, we will put them in jail, and we'll seize their assets. It will not be good enough for you just to resign. Okay. So those are the things we will do to really go after corruption. I have committed that I will not take a salary. The salary that is paid the president, I will allocate it towards helping to fight corruption. That's how important I think it is to us. And then the other way we'll find the money is we'll make sure we're getting full value, the full monies we're due from our natural resources. We'll look to
Okay, thank you very much. This is Munel Kishen, aka your general. This is the general show, and I hope that we have a good program. And to my co-host Sidiki Kroma, thanks for your time. Thanks to the Liberty Radio. And today we'll be having a very good show. I'll have my guest. My guest here will be Amanda Wright from the ANC USA, one of the organizers of the ANC Global Convention, and also Monica. They will be two powerful ladies of ANC. Will be up here today, and we'll be discussing the ANC convention set for this weekend and October 14th to the 16th. And then later on, I will be bringing Emmanuel Yato, one of the team communist member. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to waste time because my guest is in the back, and maybe Monica will follow later on. But let us see what is going on so I can bring her up for now. And I know she's been sitting there for almost 5 minutes. Okay.
Good afternoon.
This is Monica, not Evie. I thought it was Evie. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Thank you very much, Monica. And Amanda texted me. She said, yes, I received it. So you see all of y'all look the same. So how are you today?
No worries. I'm doing well. Thank you. Happy Sunday afternoon.
Yes, we're live on Liberty Radio right now in Liberia. It's 8 o'clock. And it's 4 o'clock in America, yeah. So this is what we do on Sunday and Thursday. We try our best to send the message out. So today we're going to be talking about ANC.
Right.
Yes, politics is politics. Maybe we can put something in there, but it's all about this wonderful convention.
Yes.
And so what's your role in the convention? In fact, introduce yourself. I know I see Monica Cohen, but just call your name to the people and tell them who you are.
So my name is Monica Koenig, and I serve as the convention manager for ANC Global Convention 2022. I am a Liberian, as you can hear. I went to St. Peter's Lutheran School. I went to CWA. I went to LU and graduated, and then came to the U.S. for graduate work, and have been here ever since. So, but Liberia is still home, and I'm still passionate about all things Liberia, and this is an opportunity for those of us who are in the diaspora to give back to the place that we love and to help the CPP and ANC standard bearer, Alexander B. Cummings Jr., get Liberia to where it was, where it needs to be. We have taken so many steps backwards as a country, and it's time for us to start finding our way forward. And in this Liberian's humble opinion, Honorable Alexander B. Cummings Jr. is the way to go forward. So that's why we are here, to let people know that this is our convention we're having this year. This is the last convention before election in Liberia. We are trying to raise funds to make sure that we have the resources that are required to do what is needed to be done on the ground.
I don't want you to go ahead of me. We'll get there. Don't worry.
Okay.
You know, the people, especially women, they say when they're ready to work, they work like hell. I know.
Yeah,
And you know, it's good because when you put women in the front, I'll be honest with you, get things done. Don't waste no time. That we the men will procrastinate too much. We try to, but I know you people, especially when you're ANC woman, and okay, I just went off air, but no problem. And I know you're not on Facebook. Okay, Sidiki.
Yeah, sorry, we got a breakdown.
Okay, so but you heard she's loud and clear, then.
Very loud and clear.
Okay, so guys, if you listen to us in Liberia, I know you're in District 9, District 12, and all the way in Magibi County and in Kakata area there, all over the place, Grand Bassa County. This is the general show you will call. But before we go into this whole thing, I just want to let people know, I want you to have an open mind. Listen to us. We are not different from you. Yes, I might be sitting miles away from you, but I have the same feelings like you. I am the same Liberian man. I'm not speaking no different language than any other person. But I have a lady here, and she's one of the organizers of the CPP convention. If convention that's CPP, I'm sorry, ANC Global. Yes, ANC Global. I know you said, but what is ANC Global? Yeah, that the people who supporting Mr. Cummings.
Yes.
They are Liberian people. They get brother, they got sister, they get someone, they get a man in Liberia. So what they're doing, they're putting their money together to support. They don't want nothing from Mr. Cummings. Let me tell you the real truth. They don't care whether Mr. Cummings can even call their name, but all they want good leader. That is why they're putting their money there. So Mr. Cummings can't even argue with them too now. So you see, but in Liberia, we know you ain't getting like that. So it's like your little support and our support. That's why we put it together. So tell me, Monica, what we're looking for at this convention? Is this convention is about election to select new officials, or this convention is what, raising money, or what? Tell me.
This convention is to provide money to help to, for example, register voters in Liberia, right?
Okay.
So typically, most countries in Africa, it's mostly men that vote, right?
Yeah.
A lot of times you don't have women voting. There is a part of ANC Global that is working on that in Liberia, getting women to get registered to vote, because you know what? It's the women that bear the brunt, kind of similar to, you know, the Lima Bowie story, right?
Yeah.
Right. Why did those women get up and say, listen, they're warrior, it's time for it to finish? They did that because they had children that they had to feed. They had children that weren't getting care. So we're not in a war situation right now in Liberia, and we thank God for that. But the situation on the ground is dire, right? Right now, people don't have rights to eat. All right, so that the different schools are thought on why that is. But who is it? You know, I'm not saying that fathers aren't bothered by it, but mothers, when a mother has to look at her child going hungry, that is a problem. So what we are trying to do, this is a fundraising, this is a convention, yes, for ANC Global, which is the arm in the US, but it's primarily to raise funds to assist with the campaign for next year. Because the bottom line is campaigns cost money.
Yeah.
Even in Africa, I know half of people to believe that why in Africa it gotta cost your money to run campaign. Well, campaigns cost money. Because what? You have to get people boots on the ground. So if the person is going on the ground, your ground game, you have to have people who have cell phones. You have to have scratch cards. All of those things aren't free, right? They cost money.
So that's where the money. That's where the money is supposed to go.
That's where the money is going.
That's something we call the 3M: messaging, mobilization, but then it covered with money.
Yes.
So it's the 3M. You got to get a messaging. You got to mobilize.
Right.
But how will you mobilize? You got to give the man who gets. You got to give a cell phone.
Yes.
You got to transport people. You got to buy gasoline for the car. You got to pay the driver.
You got to feed people too.
So you got to feed people. It ain't mean that we're going to pay people to vote. But we're trying to educate people that they can come together and teach them that your right is to vote.
Is to vote.
Also, we give you little water to drink. We can't be teaching somebody. And even in America, when they say go for little training, they can give you water to drink so that you eat donuts so that you drink coffee. So that's no bribing. It's just a $10, $5 thing. So that is one of the. So tell me about Friday. I know Amanda, she just texted me saying she's having problem with it.
No worries. So Friday we're having the welcome. So Friday we're having a welcome and a registration at the University of Maryland, Nyumburu Cultural Center. That's on Friday from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. So that's at the University of Maryland, Nyumburu Cultural Center, 4018 Campus Drive in College Park, Maryland. All of these things are happening in the DMV, which is Maryland, Virginia, DC metro area.
Okay.
On Saturday morning at the same location.
I want to take it a little easy. I want for people to understand this thing here.
Okay.
Now we'll be there on Friday.
Right.
Is that program going to be like Mr. Cummings going to answer any question there?
Mr. Cummings will be there.
No,
so it's a meet and greet. So it's not at that Friday event. It's not intended to have any formal opportunity for question and answer. But me knowing the SB is going to take advantage of any opportunity to answer any questions that people have. Yeah. Because this is who he is. He's transparent. He's an open book. He doesn't have anything to hide. I tell people all the time. The sacrifices that the standard bearer is making here is immense. He could have rested on his laurels, retire, and be whatever part of the world he wanted to live. He could be doing that very easy. But he decided that Liberia is on his heart, and he has the skill set that Liberia needs right now. So he's stepping out to do it. So anybody who has any qualms about what the plans are that he has for Liberia, he will answer their questions.
Okay, because that's it. In fact, one of the best places to go that you can mingle and tangle with him and asking questions. And he just Liberia. If you listen to me, Mr. Cummings is just like an ordinary guy.
Yeah,
he was not born with silver spoon. He's not from nowhere different. This is the same guy who was born at the government hospital, went to a public school and demonstration. They're going to CWA from CWA. And in fact, if you're in Liberia, listen to me right now. And CWA, they got people that their mind used to sell potato greens, and they sent them to CWA. They got people that mind that were in the market selling. Their papa that were carpenter, and they used to go to CWA. Sometimes so those people want to talk about her, but the fact is that they went to these places, so it means that they were rich. Then Mr. Cummings too went through the hard thing. His papa getting hard time. They used to whip him because he was the only boy for his mind. So don't mind that thing. That man from no rich family. That man used to go collect all my money. Then he lived in point 4. So he just like us. It's just that God bless him. And I say God bless every one of us. So when I get vexed, but for that man to come and say he won't run for president, I think that he's right.
Yeah.
So you're like, so let's come back to you.
Yep.
So that Friday, after the Friday,
so
then we come to Saturday.
Saturday. So Saturday morning, that's when we have the business meeting.
Pay any money.
So the whole weekend, if you want to come to all the events, the whole weekend, the general admission is $200 and it goes up from there.
Okay, $200.
$200 total. Get you the whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay, so the ANC member we're talking about, and as the friends of Cummings we're talking about, and supporters of Mr. Cummings we're talking about.
Yes.
If you know you're supporting Mr. Cummings, you really want to see Mr. Cummings as president. That is the only thing we can do in America, is to talk, is to put our little 5 cents. That means you're serious, because that $200 you're going to pay. If Cummings president, you might not go deep into your pocket again in the next 2-3 years, because guess what? I can tell anybody, Mr. Cummings' chances of failing is 0.0001. I know. It's just hard.
Yeah.
Then, because the place is so hard, that's why our pocket deep now. They used to send $10 before, now we're sending $20. Yep. So if you know you want Mr. Cummings to be president and you can help, the only thing you do, I beg you come to that convention. Pay the $200 and come and stay there and enjoy yourself. You will ask Mr. Cummings all the questions, you will take all the pictures and carry it. So you can say they say. Mm-hmm. So now we go to on Saturday.
So let me just add one thing, Monique, before we go to Saturday. So for those people, I know sometimes when people hear their amount, say, "Oh, that's too much money, it's hard time," because austerity time everywhere, right? So if you are not able to come because if you have to travel to the area, this is the capital city, the capital of the United States area, so it can be pretty expensive. So what we are also letting people know, if you can't come, whether your schedule doesn't permit it or it's too expensive for you, either $5 you got, either $10 you got, either $25 you got. Please contribute. We have a means on the ANC website for you to go and contribute anything from $5 and up. So we're not too proud to say, $5 money. $5 can buy somebody's scratch card in Liberia.
Yeah.
So if that's all you got, please add it to the pot.
You hear what they did say? I'm surprised and I'm shocked because some people will not say, they think, oh, you must kind of pay $200. Because she's saying that even your $1 is important.
It's
your
important.
$5, you work for it. So if you can't come, we know how the country hard. All fingers are not the same. So if you can't come and say, I got to buy a ticket, I got to do this, I come from Minnesota. If you're in Minnesota, you're in Fargo or whatsoever, listen, make the contribution, and it is part. Say, I am part of that contribution. What are you like? They will put your name down, and you are part of it. Oh, I can't pay $200 and buy $500 ticket and come to the convention, but I will pay the $200. I will pay the $100. I will pay $50. I will pay this and that. Okay, let me bring my guest on. And how are you, madam? I know you don't worry yourself. You've been fighting on the computer. The computer you can give her anytime. Yes, okay. You're listening to us in Liberia. There we got Amanda. I think you saw her the other day. She was all over the place. I saw that girl we know. So Liberia get eat one bottle, they eat all kinds of things. So they're not Congo people there. So are bigger. So if you can even pay your $10 and say, okay, I get money, but I will come to that. I will send my money to that convention. We begging you. We want this convention to be nice. You sit in a nice place, you ask all the questions. But let me go to Amanda since Monica has said a lot. Welcome, Amanda.
Thank you for having me on today. It's a pleasure. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Loud and clear. They can hear you right now.
Okay, thank you.
On Liberty Radio Live. Yeah.
It's an honor to be here in the safe space with the Joel, of course, and this beautiful Miss Monica. So representing ANC. I mean, I just want to tell everyone that this convention in October is extremely important to each and every one of us who share that love and value for Liberia. Liberia means everything to me, and I know to a lot of you out there. So most of us are in the diaspora who will be attending the convention. We have issues, we have concerns, we talk about things that we want done, we want to see done, but how do we get those things done? This is when we come together and say, you know what, I will go in at piggy bank, I will go in at money jar, I will go on the bank, I will find anything I can find to support this effort because it will help all of us. This effort is for us, our children, our grandchildren, our future. This is the Liberia we grew up in. This is Liberia we want to go back to and walk safely and be able to, socialize and do the things that we could do before. But how do we do that? We cannot rely on one group of people or one person. We have to come together and do this. And this is why we're asking you to make that extra effort. Meet us in DC from the 14th to the 16th. Join us. Come and support. And if you cannot make it for any reason, please donate. It is so important that every penny counts. A couple of years ago, I was the convention chair for ANC convention in Charlotte. And I can tell you, my team and I worked really hard, and we gave the best we could to the Liberian people, the public. And that convention was talked about a lot. We got a lot of compliments. It wasn't perfect as anything would be, but it was nice. And we expect to give you better than we had in Charlotte, because every convention after should be better than the one before. And that's what we're working towards. So with everything in me, I ask you to please come out, donate, or come to the event and have a good time and support our grassroots efforts in Liberia.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. But let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I'm looking at you are successful women. You married, you're okay, you got everything. People say, but why you're getting to politics for the first thing? Why you really see into it? You're all in the forefront and whatsoever. Maybe something trigger you up because maybe you're not in politics before, but something trigger. Why? That go to says Monica first. Why you got into this politics business? Because I'm looking at you talking like even the men don't even speak like you.
So let me make you laugh, Monier. So I'm retired. I retired. I retired in 2019 after working for the U.S. federal government for almost 31 years. I have 2 grandchildren right now. My grandson is 8 and my granddaughter is 18 months old. The last time I was in Liberia was in 2018. I took my younger daughter home to, she had never been home before, to meet her father's side of the family, because she had met most of my side of the family yet, but I also had relatives at home that she had not met, her cousins and stuff like that. And at the time, I was trying to make a decision as to, I was a year and a half from retirement, trying to build my place in Liberia and whatnot. And when I looked, this was just after, inauguration, around inauguration time. When I looked at how things were shaping out on the ground, I realized that I couldn't see my way clear to do that, right? Because I had talked to friends who had, at that point, already gone home, built their homes and whatnot, and they had left and come back because they just didn't like the way how things were going in Liberia. They didn't feel safe. So the people here, who come from Liberia, that means that somebody claiming you're stealing in the day, people, all kind of funny things happening, people security not there. So I decided to get involved because my goal is this. I want to go to Liberia, be able to put my couple of stakes in the ground, even if that tarpaulin I put over the house for the roof, let me do that one. So my grandchildren can be able to come to me for their summer vacation, play in the dirt the way how we play in the dirt when I was a child, enjoy themselves very well, even to the point where they get jigger in their foot. I don't care. That kind of childhood, that freedom we had as children to be able to play and be a child. Our children that grew up in the US, I deny that because we also, we don't know our neighbors the way how we knew our neighbors back home. Somebody might sit down and push you misbehave, they will chastise you. Yeah, they're not thinking, say, oh, I'm waiting for your mom and pop to come. They will beat you first. Then when your mom come, they report you to your mom beat you again. You park home, they report you to your pop beat you again. And those are the things that gave us the structure that enabled us to come to this country and be able to make a success of ourselves. So that's what I want to be able to expose my grandchildren to. And I can't do that right now. I can't look in my daughter's face and my son-in-law's face and say, oh, I'm moving to Liberia. You're saying your children will be okay. I can't do that. But that's what I want. And the only way we'll be able to do it.
It's like you're telling me you in this thing here, not for yourself.
No, for my grandchildren.
Because you retired, but you just want to go home, you want to take your children home. Yes, let me understand. You have the right. If anybody call upon you, say, we want you to come home and work, that's your patriotic duty. But you even put in your interest first to tell me, say, listen, Mune, I won't go home because Mr. Cummings win tomorrow. I won't get this one. I work too. I myself, I won't do my own. So you only concerned about your family. You won't have that family time. Says Amanda, you were in Liberia recently. You were all over the place. You swallowed fufu. You ate GB. Yeah, carry all. In fact, I was just looking at some of your pictures in Liberia. Yeah. Just looking at pictures. In fact, I tried to identify you with the woman there. I said, well, now what you are into it? So tell me, man, you got your husband home, you got your children. What motivated you to get into the whole comics business and in the politics business?
Oh, let me tell you, I've been in this country for over 35 years. And I've learned the way of life here, compare that to like Monica said. It's not the same. That joy that we knew, that friendship, that, spending time to your friends. I can't even let my kids spend time to another person's house in this America. It's a different thing. So many bad things happen, not that bad things don't happen all over the world, but it's not the same. We have high school meets, the Debbie Harris and St. Patrick's and Coleman. All those same sweet memories. I left at the US 1984. I went back for the first time 2018. And when I hit that airport, I cried. I have lost my parents and two of my siblings that were more like parents to me. I felt empty. But that Liberia that I knew as a child that was so beautiful and so everything, when I saw the airport, I was like, what? You know? So then going into my stay, just watching the kids, 4 or 5 years was selling market, maybe one stick of gum, and they should be in school.
Yeah.
This should not be the case. So who am I to come to America and be accomplished and sit here and be comfortable with who I am and not go back to help the kids in Liberia and fight for Liberia? That is why I am in this fight. It is not for me. It is for my children, my grandchildren, and those children in Liberia. I want absolutely nothing to do with government. I just want to make sure the right person is in there and the right people are in there and they're doing what they need to do. Liberia is in my DNA. For a lot of people who don't know a whole lot about me, I'm the granddaughter of William V. Stepman. So whether I want to fight for Liberia or not, that urge that is pushes me. I get up and I fight because that's all I know. That's what I saw as a child. I knew that Ezekiel Marshall. I practically lived there, got my shots there. So I know that peaceful a situation that was in Liberia then, and I'm looking for that. I'm yearning for that. I want the kids there to have that. Let us be better, and that's why we should not sit on the sideline and criticize. We all need to go to Liberia and fight.
Okay, that's good. And if you listen to us back home, you listen to these women talking. They got everything, but they miss Liberia. They go home, they see people, they see children selling 9 o'clock in the morning, some beings selling cold water, 7 years old, 10 years old. Then you see some men walking behind them too, and government officials chasing them. They came because the parents can't support them. It's not that they want anything from Mr. Cummings, but that's the only thing they can give back. That is why. So don't look at them as your enemy. We are your brothers and sisters, your fathers, your whatsoever. We're the same. Let me give you a little short story before I go back to them. You see, in America, we're not better than you. In fact, you're smarter than us. But then there's a difference. In America, you can go to school and find a job. In Liberia, right now, you go to school, you can't find a job. In America, when they fire you, you can go for unemployment. In Liberia, they fire you, you can't go unemployment. Yeah, if I get no job, I can go to the food bank and get free food. In Liberia, I can get free food. In America, I can get student loan. In Liberia, I can't get student loan. That's the only thing between us. But we miss that country. We want for Liberia to be good. If we never love Liberia, we shut our mouth and sit down and enjoy the same US dollar and just sit down and say, well, if I die in America, that's it. So that is why these people are doing everything. Let's go to this convention, the wonderful convention.
Absolutely.
When are you expecting Mr. Cummings? Friday.
Mr. Cummings will be at all the events.
You'll be at all the events. So
we'll be at all 4 events. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
If you listen to us, we want you to come to that convention, as we said. We want you to be there. Mr. Cummings will be there from Friday, Saturday. He will interact with people. Now, Amanda told me, she said $200. Just talk about the whole money issue again. What the money is all about. Is this money just to keep in America, or this money going to go to Liberia? It's going to run for campaign? Because I saw you talking to people for voting in Liberia. You were almost like educating the people for voting and whatsoever. So the main purpose of this money is to just go and start buying voting Liberia, or what?
No. This money is to help the grassroots efforts in Liberia. Any election is expensive. To run a campaign is extremely expensive. And we cannot sit there and say and allow Cummings alone to foot the bill for everything. We cannot. If we want this change, we all have to jump in and fight through our pennies. And that's what we're asking. You have poll washers, outreach, you have transportation, food, all kinds of stuff that we have to pay for. It is very expensive. So we're asking everyone. I say to my friends, take the flyer, your contact and your phone, reach out to people. Somebody may get it and say, oh, I didn't know this was going on. I'll go. Do everything you can. Put on your Facebook page, all your friends, your family members. Some people are buying a table and they're all sitting there together. I know I have a birthday coming up on the 11th. So my friends, don't send me no gift. Don't send me nothing. Meet me at the convention. You know, like free party, you pay you $200, will all be there with dance and have a good time, and the efforts will be well appreciated because it's going to be taken to Liberia to take care of the campaign bill. We need the money, people. We need it. So we're asking you to please come out and support. If you can't, there's a link on there you can donate.
Yes.
Okay, says
And
Monica.
also, Money. So for the main event is the banquet and the fundraiser on Saturday night.
So go to Saturday, the main event. What will be expected there?
So Saturday evening is the main event where we have a banquet and a fundraising dinner. And so for people who say, well, you know, Friday I'm busy, I want to wind down from my work week, and Sunday I gotta go to my own church. So I can only join you on Saturday evening. For people who just want to join us on Saturday evening, it's $100 to come to the banquet. So that's half of the amount to come to the all 4 events. So we are asking people who, again, like I said at the top of the show, you are
So
able to join us.
if you don't go there for the starting, if you want to come to the banquet, you can just pay the $100 going.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You don't have to pay $200. Okay.
So this is the thing. We have to meet people where they are, right? We want people to contribute, and we want people to have the opportunity to hear from the SB, right? So if you can't come to pay the $200 and come to all 4 events, you can pay the $100 and come to just the banquet and fundraising dinner. If you can't do either, like we said before, the campaign costs money. We're trying to register at least 1 million new voters, particularly focusing on women, because as I said before, Africa is a patriarchal society where the men are the one who get in front of everybody. Well, women are the one who bear the brunt. Like I said, and I'm not disrespecting any male, but women are the one who gotta look at the children hungry, and we are the one that gotta take care of the baby when it's sick and all that kind of stuff. So if you can empower a woman to make her understand that as a Liberian, she has the right to vote and her vote matters. If we can let Liberian women know that this person that we are supporting, Alexander B. Cummings Jr., is the person who can bring change to Liberia. So like you said, you don't have to worry about your children eating. You don't have to worry about healthcare being there. You don't have to all the things that you had at the top of your show. What Mr. Cummings said, that his plan is he has laid out his vision for Liberia. Infrastructure, right? You gotta have light, you gotta have water, you gotta have cell phone towers so people can be able to have connectivity through other countries. Not telling Monrovia. Monrovia is not Liberia. This is what people get twisted. Monrovia is not Liberia. Liberia is it's a small country, but it got many parts. It just doesn't consist of the city. So Mr. Cummings is looking at providing things not for Monrovia, for the Republic of Liberia in total. And so if we can reach these people and make them to understand that this is why we are doing this fundraiser, to show our support behind this candidate who has Liberia at heart.
Okay. There is no way we'll talk about the convention or talking politics. I try to avoid it.
It is what it is, so that the reality, because you see, for me, I'm a transparent person. I can't tell you, give me your fasting. I can't tell you what I'm going to do.
I try to push it in a way that there is no way I got to say something. But I like that. We need to encourage everyone. And people in Liberia, this is what the people in America are supposed to do. They raise money because we know that you don't have it like that. We don't expect you to take your $5 and go give it to Mr. Cummings. We don't expect it because you got to eat. All we want you is to vote. We want you to do it right. But I will tell you, unless Mr. Cummings don't find the professionals in Liberia, that's the only way you go out of Liberia. But the first appointment will come from Liberia. So that is why these people are doing this thing. And those of you who listen to us, and you're in America, you're in the Washington, D.C. area, you in Virginia, you in Philadelphia, you in Maryland, and New Jersey, Delaware, please. And what happened to you, boy? You grinding too much.
Not working today.
Oh, okay. Now the granny go up. Okay,
Much better.
The fair will body maybe or beating you. Okay. So you in New York, please, we want you to show up for God's sake. This is not the first fundraiser, but I think for you to get a better picture, a better answer, I can't speak for you. I can't ask questions for you. Come there and ask questions. Ask the necessary. This man loves to answer questions. The only question is not asking for his background, I'll be honest with you. But you can ask him anything, his height and whatsoever, he will tell you. So please show up, support. You in America. You can't say Mr. Cummings that good man, Mr. Cummings that good man, Mr. Cummings that good man, and then you won't support him.
Exactly.
You say you support him, Mr. Cummings, but you can't do. But when the people text you here, you get a $5. You look up and we agree. But Mr. Cummings is a good man. We cannot allow Mr. Cummings to put his hand in his pocket all the time. He already doing it. But let us give it to him and tell him, Mr. Cummings, if you mess up tomorrow, we'll go after you.
Right.
That is what I'm paying this morning. But if you don't support Mr. Cummings and Mr. Cummings support himself, when he win tomorrow, what you want to do? Nothing. Nothing you want to do about it. So let's come back to our convention again. Let's start over because some people just coming in.
Okay.
Friday,
Friday, welcome and registration at the University of Maryland, 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. Saturday morning, same location, business meeting. Saturday evening, the banquet and fundraising dinner at Martin's West, 6 to 817 Dogwood Road.
Business meeting. Only members attend the business meeting?
Yes, primarily only members, because we are part of CPP now. CPP members who are in the diaspora are also invited to attend.
Okay, so if they got some people who support Mr. Cummings, they're not a member of ANC, neither CPP, but they support Mr. Cummings. And this person come and say, listen, I'm going to pay the $200. I will come to the first event. Can they come to the second event, the business meeting?
The business meeting, if they want to register to join ANC, then they're welcome.
That's right. It's members only. It's members only.
It's members only. So if they register to join ANC, because they're coming to the business meeting, you have to pay. You have to be an ANC member or a member of one of the other collaborative political parties.
Because there will be all kind of argument will be in our meeting. So
Exactly.
Because though,
so look at the business meeting as a family meeting.
They don't joke. Let me boss a secret.
Yeah, it's a family meeting.
They don't joke with Mr. Cummings. I will tell you the real truth. They would express themselves, and that is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
They would tell Mr. Cummings, and he would just sit there and listen to them and be taking notes. So I agree with that one. You either from Liberty Party, or you can come and join and be part of it. Because, and I'm so happy that you talk about our CPP. Yes, it's ANC, but Mr. Cummings is running on CPP and not ANC. There is no ANC on the ballot. So whatever we do, support goes to CPP.
That's correct.
It's the message that CPP, yes, they got ANC, yes, we got Liberty Party. Liberty Party plus ANC is equal to
CPP. That's correct.
So you hear it. I know some of you guys will join. I know some of you guys will be there. You will pay your money because you won't hear the G's. So you will pay the $200 to be part of it. Then in the evening, then you come to the board. You got to waste your time to pay nothing to the door.
Nope. Everything. Once you pay that $200, inside.
Okay. You'll be selling like t-shirts or caps or something like some souvenir.
Yes. We have memorabilia there available for sale. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Friday night and on Saturday.
You can get everything that you want to get from there.
Yes.
Then, and is there a special dress for the occasion?
It's a formal occasion. People usually the attire, and Amanda can speak to this. The attire, men usually have on African attire or business suits, and women wear everything from African attire to.
You tell a broken black tie event, it is also wear black tie actually.
No, we are Liberians and we are proud of our heritage. So a lot of times, when I went last year, I wore an African dress and I'm wearing another one this year. So
people that wear the propose suit now, they wear their suit, they wear sneakers, you let them end up.
Listen, that's the fashion that the young people have these days.
They're welcome. Everybody's welcome.
I say I plan to wear my suit and sneakers.
We're not turning no one away. We're not turning nobody away.
Or me, I won't wear my high suit or Adam Mr. Cummings suit because he left higher suit.
Yeah, those are really nice. He wears them well. Yeah.
Okay. Then on Sunday, what happened on Sunday?
On Sunday, we are going to church. Sunday, we are going to the church that the rector for the church is Father John Hammond. He's a Liberian. but he pastors this church, this Episcopal church in Washington, D.C. is right at the border of Montgomery County and Washington, D.C. And so we will be there for the worship service. And then after the worship service will be a brunch. And that will close out.
Is there a special hotel that you people talk to, like reservation that says?
So we have a list of several hotels that are in the area that they are providing. So we're giving people free choice. So we have a long list of different hotels. Every type of hotel we can think of. We got Marriott's, we got Hilton, we got Best Western. All of those things. Then we'll also give people the links to Airbnb and Vrbo so that people can have whatever fit your pocketbook. That's what you use. Some people have friends that are in the area that they are going to stay with, but we have provided that list of hotels, and it's a long list. We have it up when you go to the ANC website to buy your ticket if you want to do that, or just to look at information about the event. The list, before you even get the ticket price, the list got the hotels there.
Okay. You want to add something, Amanda?
Well, what the people say about ANC women, right? Fine. So come out and meet all the beautiful ANC women and socialize while we're in Liberia. Have fun doing it.
Yes.
Even if you don't want to buy and they stay near you, say you got to put it in your pocket.
I know.
I know, right?
No, that's what Mr. Cummings is saying that. He prayed that his cabinet will be 60% women. Mr. Cummings said he wants 60% women to be his cabinet. Because women can move things. Women can know what to do. They can go to the worst negotiation and come back with flying colors, which is true. The only thing we try not to make your head of anything sometimes, the man is the head, the woman is the neck. Without the neck, there's no head.
That's right. That's right.
So we keep you to be that neck to turn the head around. But when we get to the place, we make we'll still ask for the for final decision. Okay, let me play a short little clip on Mr. Cummings, and then we'll come back after that. Yeah.
Okay.
A short little clip. If you want to take your water, you can go ahead. Mr. Cummings gave this speech. I love it. I've never heard any an opposition or ruling party of any politician to speak like this. And, it touched me.
My fellow Liberians, despite our diversity, we are a united people, a great and noble people. Through the strength of our unity and the resilience of our determination, we have begun to rebuild a ravished country and have survived 2 deadly health crises. Our people have stood together as one united people, ready to face the future. Whether you are a fisherman of Grand Cru and Sino, the hunters of Grand Jide and River G, the farmers of Lofa and Bapolu, the Gola and Vai dancers of Bumi and Kipmount, the hospitable people of Bassa and Riverses, the warriors of Maryland, the miners and explorers of Nimba, the merchants and traders of Bong, the welcoming people of Magibi, or the melting pot of Montserrado. We are one people. Liberians. We have a great challenge and opportunity ahead of us. In unity, we will rebuild this country as a shining example in Africa, demonstrating the power of a determined and united people. Our economy and our national budget will expand and grow like never before. We will improve the lives of our people and put smiles on the faces of our citizens. I promise you that together we can and will do the job. A new day is on the horizon. The time for babysitting is over. God bless you and God bless Liberia.
Okay. Every time I listen to this speech, I have not heard any of our politicians, from Ellen Johnson straight up, to speak to every county, connect them in a way to show that he's not running for president. We're going to hold the ANC thing. We're going to politics. I can't let her go. I don't see where he comes from.
No, Sophie, huh?
We can. I can't let you just leave like that. You know, recently, Mr. Cummings put a team together. I told people, for me personally, I'm part of the team. You go up and kind of, I've been in a team already. So I am in the church. I am in the organization. So I'm supposed to get up when the place is filled to give another person seat. So Mr. Cummings said, I'm building a big tent. You might not like people in our tent, but the team that Mr. Cummings put together is not a team to pardon people. It's not a team, you know, I always like to relate things to the Bible. God will bless you, give you a gift, but whatever sin you commit, God will punish you. He did it to David. He did it to Solomon. So he will give you a blessing. He can't deny you. He said, "This, I got this for you." But guess what? The sin you commit, God will punish you. So bringing people from all over, if they create any, they committed a crime, it's not a pardon. And Mr. Cummings is still saying, I want the war crime code. I want the war economic crime code.
Yep.
The people who they're complaining about, they say they want the war crime code. But what surprised me here, I listened to Spoon. Spoon said, the CEO, Mr. Cummings is a good man. Mr. Cummings can fix this country. But where the board coming from, I don't know. But look at the people around him. So Henry Costa said, Mr. Cummings is a good man. Darrell did not say Mr. Cummings is a good man. Sedition are saying that Mr. Cummings is a good man. But they are not even supporting this good man. But what surprised me is the man who is wicked, the criminals, saying that Mr. Cummings is a good man. Then who are you? If the wicked man is saying that Mr. Cummings is a good man, that means a good man. It's like Jesus Christ on the cross. One person here, one other man said, but when you say you Jesus will get up on that cross, now the other man said, oh man, when you go to heaven, please remember me. Criminal talking. So Daniel Chair, Mr. Cummings never went to Daniel Chair. Daniel Chair came to Mr. Cummings. He never went to Louis Brown. Louis Brown came to him and said, I will support you. Despite anything, they saw the goodness. But we consider ourselves the so-called good people complaining about Daniel Chair who supported Liberty Party, Unity Party, and CDC. Nobody talked about it. Nobody complained about Louis Brown supporting George Weah or Ellen Johnson. But everybody support Mr. Cummings, the criminals. Everybody. There's a new sheriff in town. He's telling you this tent, every Liberian has the right to be in it. Mr. Daniel Chair got one vote. With all his name, he got one vote.
Every man.
Good people got one vote. The Zogo in the street got one vote. They are all Liberians.
Yep.
If we tell me, Mr. Cummings, I'm going to make a unite Liberia. We can't push people aside. We can't push nobody aside. We can't say because you look like this, you can't be part of this thing yet. No. You don't tell this man. But when you look on a team, there is nobody on that team that was even that unessential. Nobody on that team have been found guilty in a competent court of jurisdiction. Nobody on that team. Only the Liberians that look at you and say, my man, you crook, man. I was listening to Grand Bassa County. They talk about Judah Duncan, that I'm so I can get best. They say she good woman. They say they're not a good man. But then why we always like this? It only tells you that Mr. Cummings is the light. Mr. Cummings is the man that we all know that he can change that country. Says Monica, give me your thought, your opinion, honest opinion on this, because you're ANC woman. And I'll be honest for ANC voters. Blow, but I will tell people today, I support the decision of Mr. Cummings any day, anytime. Until it is wrong. And no decision is right until it is right. It's almost like you get in your car, you go into work. You know that there will be accident on the road. Nobody's going to tell you. If you knew there would be accident, you would take the other street.
Exactly.
Thank you. You jump from the third floor, there's a fire in the building, and you survive. They'll say, man, you made a good decision. But if you fall and something happens, they say, but you couldn't get back to the winner, can't that small. So no decision is right until it is right. Because if we know that will be right, nobody will make mistakes. So let's start with Sister Mana. Tell me about the wonderful 10th year. How you feel? What your support for Mr. Cummings?
I support Mr. Cummings 100%. I trust Mr. Cummings. I've known him for quite a while now. Mr. Cummings did not get to be where he is now because he just did things, spontaneously or whatever. He's a very smart man, very intelligent man. And if he agreed for those people to come under the tent, he has done his homework. He knows what they can bring to the organization or the campaign, and that's why they are there. I say to those who are out there and complaining and fussing and carrying on, no one is perfect. No human being is perfect, not even me. So if you criticize those people, you got to first look in the mirror and look at yourself to see if you are perfect. Let them bring their expertise. They are in Liberia. They are on the ground. They know what to do. They've been through it all. So many different governments. They bring a lot of experiences to the campaign. Let them do the work. Trust Mr. Cummings. Trust the process. I trust Mr. Cummings. And I know he knows what he's doing. I'm not going to sit here and criticize him nor those people because I feel he's done the homework and he knows the reason why he's working these people. So let's relax, let's sit back, give him chance to do his job. If he get them on board and they don't do what they need to do, we will be the first one in front there saying, "Oh no, sir, this is not what it's supposed to be. This is not what it's going to be." But we have to trust him and trust the process.
Sis Monica,
So you cannot have a leader with all followers. All right. As a matter rightfully said, we have put our trust in Mr. Cummings, and we have to trust that the decisions that he is making are the right ones. I recently, reviewed. I had seen the interview before with D. Curtis. He did an interview with D. Curtis, which was really different for him.
Yeah.
And if you really want to know who Alexander B. Cummings Jr. is, I think that's one of the best interviews that he's done, where he talks about his life from the time he was a boy to his path to where he was before he entered politics in Liberia. It gives you a sense of his purpose, a sense of how he is organized, a sense of how he approaches problems, a sense of what he looks for in his team members. So if he has put this team together, as Amanda rightfully said, he has put this team together, we have to give this team the opportunity to execute the plan that he has. For them to work together to start. This is the first team that he has announced. As you know, they say now, guy, baby ain't born yet. I be. Don't get a baby chance to grow first. Let it baby grow. You don't even get one more chance to deliver yet already. You say baby ugly. Let's give them a chance. The team was just announced. So let's give them a chance and see what they can do. As Amanda said, if they do wrong, we will be the first one to say, "Boss man, these people that you selected, this is what they've done. This is what they've done. If this is a gentleman who has said that they are going to put in the anti-corruption, he wants an anti-corruption czar. You think he has said all the people who falling behind him will be eliminated from our group? Absolutely not. Mm-mm. He has said that he's going to be an anti-corruption leader. So we gotta give him a chance to get there first. How does he get there? He has to put a team together. So if you start critics, look, everybody cannot be or the MVP.
No.
Everybody cannot be picked to be on the team.
Yeah.
Look, when you're doing trial for a sports team, they have hundreds of people trying out for these sports teams. How many players are actually be on the field at one time? Small number. So everybody cannot be selected to be on the team. We have to be in a supportive role. Everybody won't be chief. Nobody won't be Indian. Let someone all be Indians. And we can be Indian in the background. We have to be Indian in the front, in the foreground. As long as you have Liberia at heart and you put your hand against that wheel that we're trying to turn, many hands make light work. That's why I always say.
And another thing, for those of you listening to us, I think you hearing them loud and clear. And people always say, "Oh, Mr. Cummings support us in America. Mr. Cummings support us in Europe." But this thing, Mr. Cummings concentrated only in Liberia.
That's correct.
He forgot about the people in America.
That's correct.
We don't invest. We invest, my people. We invest. Mm-hmm. But to show that it conveys us that Mr. Cummings, even if he's president, the only way he will look for somebody outside unless there is no qualified person in Liberia. Right. There are people in Liberia that can do the work. We already in the party. We already on the team. So whether he call our name, he don't call our name, then that's it. But all these people, like we say, the baby boy you vet, your about be the better. Please, we beg you. Daniel Chiel, the whosoever, all these people were in CDC, they were in United Party, but they looking at the good, they looking at the goodness of this man. They said, I think I got to join Mr. Cummings, the 7% man. The 7% man, then the best. So don't listen to them. They will play that politics on you. They will say, oh, look at Mr. Cummings. He bringing rebel. Let them bring the war crime code. Mr. Cummings still stand by the war and economic crime code. He telling them that this thing will bring it. I'm a savior, my brother. Used to be a child still, and I want the war crime code. If my brother commit any atrocity, they will carry him. Any one of them. Daniel Chia said he want the war crime code. Louis said he wanted war crime code. Toga said he wanted war crime code. Une Prince John said he wanted war crime code. And why? He wanted war crime code. So then why you're taking verse for you?
Exactly.
Because they think they want a war crime code, but they want to put the economy behind it. So we want all together. So if you see you in your own. And guess what? If you support Mr. Cummings and they bring a war crime code and your knee can, you will go.
You'll go, yeah.
But the minister will go about Mr. Cummings are the best man. Who told you that when you get second chance? Who told you that people won't be wicked? And then we're supposed to be ashamed of ourselves. We the good people. I know the man good, but I don't want to support the man. Then one wicked man can look at me and say, that man good, oh. You know, yeah, the brother in La brother, so go there, they say, oh, my papa, you good, oh. They will protect you because they know you. They will protect you. And you see what the sad part? Let me tell you something. They get two types of roads in Liberia. They get a road that can steal your purse, your wallet, your phone, but they can damage your future. They get a political road that can steal your future, your education, everything. They damage your future. And the common road, they can choose who to steal from. But the funny part with Liberia, we don't want to choose a political role. We cheer for them whole day. Oh yeah, my gay, oh my gay. My gay, that's still $4 million. I didn't send my daughter to school, yo. My gay, we love my gay. Oh, we love Samuel 12. Samuel 12 went to government with 0 cents. He got $5 million sitting there. Georgia entered government broke after making $100 million. Today, he gone back to $100 million again. Then we vex. My people, George, we had our problem here. We got to make sure that President we are 2023
president
sign our contract again. We tell him serving as 25th president is in history.
Yep.
And he begging us, indirectly. He said, my boy, I beg you because I do nothing. They won't vote for me. Now, you vote for me again, your business.
Yeah.
And let me
exactly.
When I commit no suicide. Voting for president, we are like you telling yourself, you say, we hang myself.
True.
You go to hang myself. Say something, say some manner. You were in Liberia, you went all the places, you went to places that even people who live in Liberia never reached for that short time. What are some of the things that you saw? Because I heard they say, let me just boss on your secret, or they say you are the crab baby. They say you are the crab baby. I'll tell the real truth. They say you go talk to the poor, get a story, you start crying.
That one I do.
They say you're crying in Liberia. They say you see some of the people there, you start thinking, but it's a good thing. Yesterday, this morning, I had a show. I'm an emotional person. Like I tell somebody, I got a friend in Liberia who had his daughter 2005. My daughter 2005. My daughter is in the 12th grade. My friend's daughter is in the 9th grade.
Yeah.
But my friend is a sedition and his CDC, but they don't play with it. But he get a job here though. Then he telling me, say, hey, see what Mr. Cummings not do? I tell you what I meant. So I said, I was so vexed when I said, my daughter in 12th grade. What class your daughter in? 9th grade. I say, you ask yourself the question that 12 years you follow George Weah. You cost early. 5 years going, 6 years now. You get a job. But you telling me, say, President Weah are the best man. Your daughter's supposed to be in 12th grade by this time. That's 17 years between United Party and CDC. 17 years.
Yeah. What do you have to
That
show for it?
is a disgrace. You can't say you can't pay your own child school fees. The professional Liberians have turned to be professional beggars. When your friend is begging you from Liberia this time, they can say, "Hey, my man, don't let nobody know." It's shameful. It's shameful. Don't let nobody know, my man. Not easy. Even at $25, just give it to me. So tell me what you saw in Liberia, because you went places, you were all over the place. Tell me some of your experience.
There's so many of them. There's so many of them. I am generally a very I can be emotional. I'm a very caring person. Like I tell people, I'm not a politician. I'm a humanitarian. My love is for people and changing lives. There's a group in Nimba in Ganta, a blind school that some friends and I support. I have been talking to them, and last year during the Christmas time, we bought rice and we sent it out to my house. We didn't know these people, but we got some friends to go there, bag rice, sardines, oil, all kinds of stuff, and we just gave it out. And that joy that I saw, I couldn't wait as we planned our trip to go home and meet these people. We sent it. I had another program in Ganta for the blind community and the disabled community where we supplied them with food also. So on this last trip in home, we went to Nimba and I met the blind community. It was one of the best things that ever happened to me. They were so grateful. One of the things I asked them, I said, being disabled, I know the VP office, and I think it was a group of 77 or something that was supposed to be helping these people. I asked them, I said, do you get help from the government? They said, no. I said, how do you survive? They survive on begging. It already is a challenge to be disabled, and you have to beg from morning to night to eat, to survive. Do you know what that is? That broke my heart so many times. I cried. Yes, I can be a crybaby because I want to fix almost everything. I can't. I understand. I get it. And that is the reason why that is the reason why I do what I do. I went to Liberia in June. I'm going back to Liberia in December. And we are changing lives. We are meeting these women groups and these children, and we're putting our pennies together and keeping them together, supporting them, encouraging them and educating them about the votes, that they should vote right and not rice. R-I-C. It's temporary when you do that. There's so many cases. There were times we went out, for some reason, children gravitated towards me. So every time we're in the groups, you'll see all the kids will come around me. And, I would love them there, hug them there. And, this girl had a baby, and I thought the baby was 3 months old. So I took the baby from her, and I said, how old is the baby? 2, 3 months? And she said, no, the baby's 9 months. Can you imagine? So then, and then I had changed money, and I was just pushing in people here. My girlfriend had to pull me to the side and said, look, you got to be broke before you leave here. But it was okay. And those are the things that when I got home at night, took a picture and sat down to debrief and talk, I cried. Yes, I cried. Because it can be better. There are resources there, but they're just not used for the proper reason. They're not helping these people. We look at people on the street, people just look hungry, tired. You look at the Liberian people, it's hard. It's very tough to go to your heart to go to Liberia and not say you're not human. These things we have to do something. I'm begging everyone, come out, support us. Let's make that money is going to Liberia. Let's change it. Our people in Liberia are calling, begging for money all the time. They're not begging. They deserve better than this. But they're doing it because they don't have the means. I was in Liberia with my girlfriend. 6-year-old niece died from malaria, curable disease. And then I noticed, I also heard that if you want to give blood, they got to tap somebody on the street for them to try to see. They don't even have a blood bank. What is it? No, this is Liberia. This is our Liberia. So we need to do better.
That's good. Since Monica, you were there 2018.
So I was there 2018.
Yeah.
Monel, one of the things that you talked about that resonated with me was the comparison you did with your daughter and your friend's daughter of 1 to 7 years. This is about the future of Liberia. So think about what has happened to Liberia since the beginning of the Civil War to now. how many generations, right, have had the opportunities taken away from them, right? They do not follow their own. None of us chooses the family that we're born into. None of us chooses where we are born. But these children, from conception, they are at a disadvantage. Just because they find themselves born to parents who are in Liberia at this time when we have leadership in Liberia, that as long as they're doing what they want to do and they're okay and their friends are okay, the country that they're supposed to be caring about, the country that they're supposed to be governing, they are not caring about it. And like I said to you, before, some of the focus, like Amanda said, they're looking at women. Why? Because as women, we are the one who carry the children. We bring them into the world, we nurture them until they can get up on their own 2 feet. So as a mother, that instinct to be caring for a child when a child suffers, no woman who is a mother can see another woman's child suffer. And when Liberia suffers, guess what? The children who are not able to fend for themselves, the disabled people who are not able to fend for themselves, they are the ones who suffer even more so because they don't have the capability to provide for themselves. So if we wanted to be better for the least among us, not to say that they are not important, because every human being is important, but these are the people who are at the mercy of people who are able. Why not? Why not make things better for them? So how can we do that? We can make things better for them by equipping the people on the ground, educating them to know that one man, one woman, one vote. You woman, you got one vote. You man, you got your one vote. We are educating women to let them know that politics and voting isn't necessarily one look at voting as being politics. When you vote, you're voting for yourself, you're voting for your children, you're voting for your grandchildren. So if you use your one vote properly, that means that you are voting to put rice in the mouth of in the stomach of your children and your grandchildren. You are voting to get your children educated. You are voting to make sure that you have healthcare available to you. Use your one vote wisely, because that one vote will help you to determine what your future looks like. You have that power.
That's a good thing. Ladies and gentlemen, we on Liberty Radio 88.9. And Sidiki, and what's trending back there? What information you got for me?
There's more information for now. It's just the weekend. I just want to thank our guests tonight for their support, subcommittees, and the hard work. I saw one of them here with Cynthia City when she came to Liberia just recently. And what they did was amazing. They visited all of the communities. They even went to Limba. And, to be honest, we appreciate all of the work up there. Even though some of you are now on the grind and you have a lot of people accusing you that, most especially people in America are into it because of job. Even you are into it because of job, I think it is a country and it is a constitutional right to serve your country. But I think what you all are doing is because you all want to see the development of this country. And I can assure you all that we are into this together and we'll retain our country confidently.
Okay, thank you. Sidiki, I know, and y'all who watching us, y'all will not be able to hear the people from Liberia. They might call, but I will just take maybe 1 or 2 calls from Liberia. I know we have run out of time, man. Sidiki?
We still have some time.
Okay. And since Amanda, let's just recap and then we'll come back and I will tell you about the whole general show, how we're operating here. This is not your CPP, this is not your ANC, because I think we need to stop harassing you now for money and to help us to keep this show. I wish I can go 5 days a week. I wish. My own, imagine if the woman wife can won't beat me down. Imagine how your husband then get ready to say, that is politics business again. But God can put the same people together. Yeah. God too smart. One will be hard, one will be cool. So, Sidiki, see if you can get any calls there. But let's talk about what show I know. And You want to ask how this show operating, Sister Mother says Monica?
Yeah, you are dedicated, man. I must give it to you. I appreciate you. ANC appreciates you, and Liberia appreciates you. But you are so dedicated. You come out with facts. The questions you ask, you're there, Monair. I've seen you. The platform just grow and grow and grow. But I also wonder, how are you holding up? How do you keep up this platform? Are we helping anybody out there who wants to help? How can we help you? That's what I need to know. How do you do that?
Mr. Cummings, like you, I think you're part of a group. They used to call yourself our friends of Dumuya.
Yes.
And they decided, yes, it was ago, 2 months. And I want to appreciate it. And I just found that you too, you're part of that. So your little 5 cents is in there, but you even know. And Madeleine and John Mawolo, some people actually call the name that people who just don't call my name.
Right.
But Gwen and Siafa, Deeks, and also, like you said, Ball in studio, he lived all the way Jigotan.
Oh, wow.
I gotta give him data every time. Right now, just for him, for us to be on, we spend nothing less than $30 or $20.
Okay.
Because they more you like this, you run more data, and then we gotta pay his way to go home. And I'm so afraid. I'll be honest with you, who listen to us, but I'm playing. If anything happened to him, I swear to God, George will go after him. And this radio station is right in the heart of CDC. You understand? He gotta go home. He got to get on bike. Sometimes he got to wait for taxi. They were raining. And when I said, what the noise? He said, they're raining here right now. He got to take off his shoes, his sneakers, then go there. He got to go to, like tomorrow, he got to go to class tomorrow. He AMU. He's doing his best.
That's great.
But before been supporting Mr. Cummings says when. But I've been there chipping in and like whatsoever. But he never harassed me. He never asked me how I talk to him. And I would tell the younger people than him, when they finish giving some from 419, you won't believe it. So the same I talk to people, some people inbox me and say, oh, we'll get $10, but it's not enough. I will tell you the real truth. We got to pay $300. It's not even $300. Even they say the $300 to me, I got to pay for the $300 to go to the people station. Right. And all the things we're doing, it's not for my sake. And I will not nobody. The time, the effort. Sometimes I don't sleep. Sometimes I just search on the internet to look for some information. And I don't want to give anybody false information. Yes, I might not get the biggest platform, but it's resonating.
It is.
Who comes on our show? As I told you, we see I look at somebody that text, but they're not inboxing us. They're not putting their face, nothing. But they will text and say, keep it up. They will text me and say, oh, Muni, that's good. I got friends in that government who will call and give me some information that nobody can know. But for me, I will not say things because if I don't get the information right, Right. Yeah. But the same people that support Mr. Cummings, there is nothing coming from ANC or the CPP directly. Maybe they know who they supported. Even if I will be honest, from the ANC Global Chairman, there is nothing coming from there. I wish they can come on here one day to talk. And which is not good. Nobody going to take my glory. I can tell you, since Amanda says Monica, nobody under the sun will take my glory. Right. But I just want to win. Yeah. So you can come with your best. I can go from year to year. You can take it from there to there. What I'm doing now is what I can do. Right now, from here, I'm going to a community meeting. I'm the president for the Liberian community of South Jersey. Nice. From here, I got to go there. On Sunday is one of my business day. Yeah. Come to the church, fifth church program, open the church door. Then from there, I go. So nobody under the sun can take my glory. Amen. I never told Mr. Cummings to start supporting him. And nobody introduced me to Cummings. People wanted to, but they delay when they don't pop. Mr. Cummings said, hi, Munda, how you gonna? Oh, wow.
That's NBC. That's NBC.
And he watched the show. Cool. I was surprised. And listen, I took a ride with Mr. Cummings, 50 minutes to go, 50 minutes to come back. And I will tell you, my mom never went on vacation. But then Mr. Cummings asked me, wow, how long you been into politics? People don't talk to Cummings like that. I'll be honest with you. People sit in the car, sit closer to Mr. Cummings. I don't think they ask a question. Most of Liberia people were afraid to speak to our bosses or our leaders. We think that if I tell you something wrong, I will get best. No.
He's humble. He'll talk to you.
Ask a question.
Very approachable.
And I kept him talking until we came back in Chicago, trapped into the hotel. He said, what? He said, this is the car that you can sit in when you're doing your show. Sometimes I say, "Oh, do you watch it?" I say, "Munel live." He said, "I watch your show." He
Nice.
said, "I watch everything. I see it, but I don't just make comment and one. But thank you, you know." And I appreciate that word. Thank you. People text me every day and say, "Munel, keep up what you're doing. Thank you." That thank you motivates me.
Yes.
And I get support from my wife, who can say, when I say something, she can come for me. She say, "Wow, they should do it." She say, "Wow."
Oh, that's important. That's very important.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said, "You hit it." Even my daughter, who in the 12, my little daughter, she said, "Wow, Daddy, you said something here just now. I really touched you." You know, but it's hard. It's a hard thing. Some people will cost me, and that's why, you know, I'm not friends with my wife on Facebook. She said, "Why?" And she sent friend request. I blocked. I said, "No, I won't be a friend. You are my wife." Because people will cost the hell out of me. I don't want to cost you. But we all know people cost you every day. Okay, you can't cost me face to face. You'll cost me on Facebook. That's it. But that's how we get also. Our support comes from you guys. Sometimes you're giving, you don't even know you're giving it. But like the group that you part of, and I hope they can change the day and raise more money. We still got one more. But if anybody want to contribute, you can stay and make that contribution. We appreciate it. We need everybody's support. We cannot do it alone. We cannot. I will put this thing up. If anybody want to do anything, go ahead and do
That's
it.
exactly what I was going to say. Because you put that
Okay,
up.
yeah, absolutely.
Myself, I will make a donation today.
Same here. You can, rest assured you will get one from me as
Appreciate
well.
you. We really do. And I hope everybody out there do the same.
Please, yeah.
I
Because you know what, journalists, let me tell you before we leave, Monia, journalists keep politicians and everyone who is in public service honest.
Yes.
So as I said before, I worked almost 31 years with the federal government here. When something happened that involved the organization that I work with, it led on the news. And guess what we had to do when we got to work the next day? We had to figure out how we correct that problem. Because sometimes you're too close to it to see it. So journalists keep public servants humble, and they keep public servants to take them to task as they rightfully should. You guys are the voice of the people. So thank you.
Thank you.
And one of the problems we got in Liberia, and sometimes I can always tell people the journalists in Liberia call them journalists. They're not journalists, join the list. They're not honest. They're not honest. And I owe no one an apology when I say Alfonso So is my favorite journalist. Whether he's supporting somebody, he tried to be neutral. Like, let me just say something that people said, I heard it on Spoon. Oh, the CPP, the ANC Global is breaking away, and that is wrong. You gave an information that is not right.
It's not correct, yeah.
I can tell you.
Confirm your source. Confirm your, yeah.
Ask Mr. Waterspoon, say, can you prove it? No, let's just forget it. No.
It is not true.
Of 3 radio stations in Liberia, you must give false information. There is no split.
No, there's no split.
Absolutely not.
You understand this? They are playing on us.
No,
they want to bring that fight among ourselves to say, oh yes. So instead of us concentrating on promoting Mr. Cummings, we'll be concentrating on facing it. It is
no chance, no way.
In fact, mother, you know that it is not true. Since Dr. Francis, it is not true. There is no split.
Nope.
No split. But let us get this to our mind that CPP, that's our goal.
Yes.
Mr. Cummings will be on the CPP ticket, not ANC ticket.
Exactly so.
Yeah.
Exactly so.
Imagine there are other parties that are trying to join CPP, but they're not even on that thing. Why they can't get first? Exactly. They come in join also, but they only logo, 2 logo, they vessel, they in Liberia. Why we should put ourselves in this thing? But we know the Stanton, the whatsoever, back then, y'all get information right before y'all give it up. That what brought war to Liberia, lack of information.
I think it's propaganda, and people are just looking for
we lie to each other, and it's not right at all. So if you listen to me, please, there is no split.
Absolutely
we
not.
There is nothing. They try to distract you. Don't listen to the politicians. And they will come to you and bring that $5 and a rice.
Yes.
If you want to eat it, fine. But don't sell your vote, my people.
Absolutely.
If we do anything this time around, people will laugh at us. They say first food are food, second food are not food. You make no mistake to vote for President Weah. You believe that he was going to make the difference. But if you don't make the difference, you change your mind.
Yes.
And I will make it open here today. If I vote for Mr. Cummings and he win, and he don't perform 2029, I cannot vote for him.
Exactly.
That's it. I gotta be honest.
Exactly.
Because I believe he should make the difference. But you can't make the difference. You can't come in work for 5 years. Josh, we have 5 years. He didn't do it. He can't do it in another 5 years.
Exactly.
They say you chase black car in a day, you won't find it. You can't find it in a night.
I like that.
Car. Then you tell me, you say, oh, you know what? They're 5 years. You'll give me another 6 years. How can I give you another 6 years when you will be going home?
Exactly.
You're not running again. The way you treated me yesterday, then you say, I can't get you the another time again. You listen.
No.
One room we get you won't make it. Then you say, no way. We cannot extend the time for Joe. We have 1 day, so we can extend it. We ain't got no problem with loving to be our president. And sedition, you're not a problem. Oh, you voted for him. You never told him to start stealing.
Yep.
You voted for him. You never said, don't fire Maggie. You know what I'm saying? That man get the heart to fire anybody. And as a leader, you must be strong. So CDC, sedition, you're not the problem, yeah? Under the Cummings administration, you will apply for a job. And I promise you, if anybody go against CDC, sedition, we will fight them too. I want you, because I believe that Mr. Cummings is president. My brother and myself will sit down in the same restaurant. My sedition friend and myself will be friends. But right now, we're not friends. I'm not friends with the CDC people because they don't want to speak to me. They're scared that when they speak to me, President, I will not talk to them again. But under Cummings administration, you myself will chill. Mr. Cummings is not running for president for these two ladies that I'm talking to today.
No.
He's not running for president for ANC. He's running for president for Liberia, not Maryland, for Liberia,
Republic of Liberia. Yes.
And we shouldn't allow gender, political parties, and our tribal belief or our religious belief to divide us.
Nope.
We are all Liberians, you my brother and sister. You know what I'm saying? So I beg you, please. You can say what you want to say. Oh, I beg him. Yes, I beg him because it hurt me and I love my country, Liberia. And these two folks sort of be taking the children there right now or doing some homework and we'll sit and come and talk to you. And you're sort of be sleeping too and say, oh, yeah, Liberia will be good tomorrow, but Liberia not even good. You don't get life right now. Right now, some people sleeping, no food. Yep. Right now, some people go to bed in Liberia, no food. They not hustle whole day, no food. Don't you know, sister, the people in Liberia spend up over 80% of the time just to hustle for food in Liberia?
Yes.
Wanting to dress up nicely, the man get job. He going to just hustle to come back. And now when he don't get that food, he can't go home.
Yeah.
What you do, you just start to something like this drinking place and say, let me just get drunk and go home. I will more talk. I will whip the hell out of him.
Manair, one of the things I noticed in Liberia, there are a lot of people who support Mr. Cummings. Don't make no mistake. A lot of people support him. But you know what? They're silent voters. They are afraid. They're not coming forward. They know better. They know Mr. Cummings is the right candidate. He will bring the change Liberia needs. But they're being quiet because they're afraid of what will happen to them if they were to come out. There's so many people there. So don't underestimate APC. Don't underestimate the Liberian people. Just like you said, when you can get up in the morning and the first thing on your mind is, what am I going to eat today? That is a serious problem in that country.
And not for a small group of people, but for a majority of the people in the country. That's the issue.
It has to change. And there's nobody who can do a better job than Alexander.
You know, when you say these things, our brothers, they don't believe it. You know, sometimes I tell them, they almost like they say a long teeth man dying.
They say laughing.
Mm-hmm. You know, when you on high sea and your ship capsizes, even you can swim and you see small straw, you hang on it. Yeah. So when we tell them say that no silent voters, okay, you stay in believing, fine. Yeah. But we are proud member of 7%. We continue to be 7%. And we'll make it
strong.
Yes, 7% is stronger. And if they say that boss song that true, nobody call your name, you nobody. Why Mr. Cummings' name would be on the radio 24/7 in the news 24/7 and he said nobody knew him. It reminds me about nobody knew David when he was anointed as king.
No.
Nobody knew David, and I will tell you today, I will be honest. And you listen to me like, bro, Ellis Cummings is the Barack of Liberia.
He sure is.
For Ellis Cummings' girlfriend.
Absolutely.
In Liberia, the way news can hide. You say, man, I get this and that. In Liberia, when you get one girlfriend, everybody know.
That's right.
Because Mr. Cummings do not chill with them after program, go and bring their guests and do all kind of things and say that after program, Mr. Cummings go home. He's a family man. The
Family
man
man.
respect the family. He didn't do it before. Then he will do it now. All the boys you see stealing government, they used to steal before.
Yes.
But in the
One meeting for them.
all of them stealing by imagination. That's how they stealing. So they're jealous. They call Mr. Cummings gay. They call Mr. Cummings this. It took us 1 year to know Robert Selim he was a gay. 1 year. Because he started to mingle with the boys and you could point to some of the boys.
Yes.
I challenge y'all Liberian people. Y'all show me one boy that Mr. Cummings do in Liberia.
Not one.
I will not support him. One person, or even show me Mr. Cummings' girlfriend, I will not support him again.
Exactly.
But you know that, Monet, you know that those things are related, right? Because the man respects his wife and respects his family and has family values. Because he goes home to his wife, so he doesn't have a girlfriend, so he gotta be gay. That's how people
In the
think.
Liberian community, that's
How they think, and they don't realize that this man understands the value that his wife brought to his life for him to get to where he is and continues to do so. He has mad respect for his wife, and that's how it should be. And if they don't like it, too bad for them.
And I will tell like people, let me tell you, if you're working with Mr. Cummings and you think you're going to treat your wife or your children bad, you're not working with him. That means you're a family man.
He's a family man. Hey, if you think you're going to dance with government for steal, you're backing up the wrong
Yes.
people. Not the Cummings.
I'm telling you, that the only man who telling us, he said, if anybody volunteering to do anything, you don't expect 100% from them because you got to feed a family.
Yes.
He said the men are driving for me. You sort of pay that man and not free work. He said I will pay a living wage, not even minimum wage, but living wage. Everybody need to live. He said we'll get agriculture, the school, the job. We'll bring jobs, but we need light. Without light, there will be no good school. Without light, there will be no good agriculture. Without light, that dialysis mission will not work.
Yes.
We can't be jumping over the place that we're running some kind of organization, my people. Look at the school that man built, the only STEM school in Liberia.
Yes.
Look at our children. You leave that school and you can find job. That high school, you can find job.
Yep.
Then we complaining. Government started to invest into all these things. We rich, my people. We too rich to be poor.
Yes.
But I will tell you, there's a new sheriff in town.
Amen.
And that sheriff is Alex Cummings. So if you want the team Cummings, it means that if you create a problem back there, you're not going to come up with a big you. Not pardon, Mr. Cummings get nobody pardon. But Mr. Cummings is trying to tell you that we must build a new Liberia where everybody will have a voice and you'll be part of that eating plate. It's simple. Simple and simple. That's the only man we know. That's the only man. Sidiki, you want to open the line?
Yeah, that's an impression.
I see your message. Sorry, boss.
Yeah, but let's announce his numbers. The number to call on the show is 024747882. You can make your call. We will be here for the next 2 minutes because we're already on the time. You want to participate? 024724782 is the number to call in the line. 024724782. 024724782. We'll have our first caller. Oh, we missed a caller.
The phone can get problem too. Oh boy.
024724782. 024724782 is the number to call. You want to make a contribution, you can call that number and you'll be live on the
Nice.
024724782 is the number to call. So you can just do a person before you go all the time.
Okay. And Sister Amanda gave me a closing on the convention, and then I will come to Sis Monica. I want you to say it's only about the convention, what we're expecting to encourage the people. So give your closing, then you will give your closing, and then we can wrap it up.
Again, I'd like to encourage everyone to come out. Have a memorable weekend. You're going to enjoy yourself. It's a fabulous place. The planning committee has worked really hard to give you the best of everything. Meet Mr. Cummings up close and personal. Talk to him.
Got a quick call. Let me call you. Let you hear from the caller.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead. We lost the person again. I the telephone problem again, like brother. My telephone need to be checked.
So yeah, come out and support. Know that whatever you give will go a long way, and it's going to help the campaign in Liberia. Know that you're changing lives when you do that, and you are making a sacrifice. So we're looking forward to you to come out and enjoy the 3 days with us. Even if you show up for 1 day, please do. But come to the convention, join us, see Mr. Cummings, enjoy the environment, see the beautiful ANC women bringing fashion, they're bringing it all. Nice food, drinks and everything, and support. We're looking forward to seeing you and mingling with you. Thank you so much for your support.
Okay, sis Monica. You know you got my sister. My sister name is Monica.
Absolutely. So, so come to the DMV from the 14th to the 16th to party with a purpose, and that purpose is real change in Liberia. We have 4 events, 1 on Friday, 2 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday, closing up with the worship service. The main event on Saturday is the banquet and fundraising dinner, which if you only coming to that one event is $100. If you cannot come to the events at all, please go to the ANC Global page and contribute. No amount is too small. As you remember what the Bible taught us about the widow's mite. So every penny counts in terms of helping us to bring real change to Liberia, and real change will come under the presidency of Honorable Alexander B. Cummings Jr. So please join us and be a part so you can say you were there.
Yes.
You helped to bring real change to Liberia.
Exactly.
Put your hand inside.
That's the one. And I want to send a shout out to Rebecca. Thanks for your contribution, Rebecca. And to everyone, let us be a part of this thing. Where your voice, your finance matters. If you cannot speak, you can contribute. If you want to do both, you can do it. But this is a sacrifice. It's not something, we shouldn't be like the people in Liberia who don't have it. Because imagine some of them don't have it, but the time they put in.
Yes.
So please let us do it. And to those of you that are watching, we need your support financially. We need to take care of everybody. We need to spend money to continue to be on there. We spend $300 every month to Liberty Radio. That is why we pray that we can get more. Right now, it's election time. It's expensive.
Yes.
Go to the radio station enjoying right now. So if you get it, you better keep it. Because some of them, you go there, they say like $800. Some of them, the big ones there, they tell you $900. They say, well, in our election, maybe Mr. Cummings get money. But this is not from the ANC. It's from friends and supporters of the ANC and people who love the message. You know what I'm saying? We try our best not to go. We encourage everyone. I see some of the insults on the comments already, but it's no problem. That's good. I say, if you can't stand the heat, leave the kitchen. Yes, I got my bulletproof on me. So you can cause from now to judgment day. It's up to you. You can continue to do it. So Siddiqui, we can give you a closing.
Yeah, we run it all the time, but I just want to say thank you to the guests. Thanks to all of you for your contribution to our beloved Liberia. Thank you very much. We'll be going off now because we're already on the top.
Okay, just go off and tell him to. Okay, I know you off radio, but tell what his name said, Mr. Martin. I tell you to send me his cash, his number.
Yeah, I will ask you.
Okay, tell him to send it, and then with the exact name and information on it. There's another guy. Okay, we're off air now. There's another guy who in there and we're using his phone before to do the communication.
Okay.
And Siddiqui, we try because or else you were going to be on the platform. But the one little iPhone that I sent for him, that's the one he uses to connect. And then if he try to get on StreamYard, he will get off because the internet can be at the same time.
Yeah.
Easy thing. It's tough. We wish anybody can help. Maybe ANC will just get on one day and say, okay, we'll spend all the money, but it's not easy. I gotta use my computer, I gotta use this other one, we'll use that one. Everything will be okay. We're not giving up.
Okay in the end. Thank you so much.
Nobody brought it. So thanks very much. We will continue to play this all the time.
All right.
And I will run it again maybe tomorrow by itself. And let us just continue to text people and tell them it will be good. It will be fine. It will be people will show up and let us relax. And I will be there too.
All
and
right.
we'll be able to see each other. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having us. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us. It's a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. You just saw Monica and Sis Amanda. And I know someone said, "Why you call them Sis Amanda, Sis Monica?" Yes, that's how we call people, especially from Liberia. And thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. And this is what we can do. I might not be the biggest guy, but it's resonating. And I want to say thanks to Rebecca and those of you who've been contributing. And thanks to Elos and Pierre and Siafan and Joa. Thank you. And I got to look for the names. But somebody don't want me to call somebody I can call their name. Oh, don't tell me how name I call first. But anyway, they don't know the last name. I call the last name. Rebecca, thank you very much. And Sidiki, thank you. Take it easy, drive safely. And for those of you back home, if you're watching us through Facebook, you can also go on YouTube and watch it. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. And I'm on the Voice Matter. The general page is on there too. The political general is on there. So there's so many places I send this information. So that's the best we can do. And I will be in Maryland. And God bless you all. I love you. I gotta cut the beer. You see the beer grill. Oh, okay. Bye for now. Oh, look at the comments. So cussing. General, hopefully you and Siddiqui can take care of the technical issue and make the show better. Yes, and yes, we will try our best to do that. Yeah, I cannot see the cash app. Okay. Since Levy, the cash app is right there. That's the cash app over there. It's zero, the number 267. You just see my name on it. And that is the cash app number right there. The recent thing, if contact does not in any way suggest the visionary leader. Well, it's up to you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Woman Harris. Thank you. You know, I understand some of the frustration from a lot of people who think that they get out and they say, "Show me your friends and I know who you are." But let me tell you something. It's right, but I can tell you no. I have so many friends. Some of them smoke weed. Some of them get drunk and fall in the street. But I've never smoked weed. I don't smoke. I got friends that smoke. I'm not a peer pressure person. You understand? But this is what we need to know in politics. In politics, Liberia, nobody can show me who is actually honest in Liberia. Nobody. Dana Chia, Duncan Cassidy, Louis Brown, Tuga McIntosh, all these people work and were members of the same political party members who are opening their mouths today. Mr. Cummings never walked to Louis Brown to support him. Mr. Cummings never went to Dana Chia and said, "Can support me." All these people that came to Mr. Cummings to support him, he gave them his position. Oh, but he's not supposed to make the face of the party or chairman. Then I disagree. On that day, Mr. Cummings did not announce the chairman. It's all speculation. Mr. Cummings said this name is not in any orderly fashion. Mr. Cummings did not announce the chairman of his team. He said, I named this team. That chairman could be me. Someone did laughing. That chairman could be you. That chairman could be somebody by my side. But this is what matters. It's the vision bearer. Cummings is the only man who speak and tell people, if you want to support me because you think you want a job, do not support me. Publicly, he have said it. He have said it. He have said it. If Louis Brown was greeted, George, you are replacing, record him. Louis Brown go right back to CDC and start talking. George, you will give you another job. Toga McIntosh was named chairman of good governance. Do you know the salary for good governance? The salary for good governance is higher than a minister. Oh yeah, go and check. Or it's the same minister's salary. But he later on turned it down and decided he would get himself into politics. Then later on he said, I will support Cummings. You know what I'm saying? All these other people. Charles Bright, who supporting George Weah, who is the economic advisor to George Weah. The economic advisor to President Weah for 5 years is Charles Bright, General Charles Bright. He was a general in the NPFL. Daniel Chair was not a general in the NPFL, but Daniel Chair was defense minister. He was a rebel too, but he was a soldier. He went for training under the St. Librarian government as he was a Navy guy. He took training in America. You get Daniel Chair picture all on Facebook when he was defense minister, call him rebel. He was a legitimate defense minister. Some people allow Daniel Chair kill babies. Why we should lie like that? Why? Daniel Chair was never indicted. Daniel Chair was invited by the TRC to explain his ordeal, to explain. They invited him. My brother from my empire was member of NPFL, chief of signal unit. That means when you take over the county, they put the radio down, they were the communication people. Last minute, time Chancellor promoted him. But he never worked in Chancellor government. Chancellor ain't getting no job. Chancellor ain't getting no job. But he was in Liberia and he was never invited by TRC. Sonic Adiabo was invited. You know what I'm saying? Prince Johnson, member of INPFL, leader of the INPFL. You made him senator. He supported Ellie, supported people, and you still supporting him. And people who supported him even make him argue with Mr. Cummings. The leader of the INPFL. Wisner worked for Eddie Johnson. Is that a problem if he supports Mr. Cummings? Is that a problem if Julia Donkey support Mr. Cummings? And they put her in that tent, she's from another party? There's nobody good in Liberia. When they support Mr. Cummings, they are criminals. When they support the other people, they're fine. So that is why then I come back and say, Mr. Cummings is sitting between a two-edged sword that are trying to slashing out and they cannot. You got a former ruling party and you got a ruling party who have tried everything to destroy this man and they cannot. Mr. Cummings is not afraid to make the tough choices, my people. That's it. Plain, simple. That is a leader. So on a Cummings thing is not a pardon for your sin. So have a good day. A new sheriff in town. You might like it or don't. If that is why you will not vote for Cummings, then it's up to you. If you are a Cummings supporter, you might get vexed. You might get pissed off with the team. But give the time. You know who is Cummings, that's why you supported it. That's why you supported him. The other people, they're not going to support Mr. Cummings. They're not. He's the best. He is the smartest. He is the one who we need to move Liberia. He is an honest man. Nothing going to change him. Nothing going to change him. You might call anybody who says Mr. Cummings is greedy and now someone Cummings support him. If you come to Cummings and support him and you leave, you came to get information, you're a traitor, and that's why you left. You came and left. You were not a member before, and you came and you go. But those who started with Cummings, those who joined Cummings on their own, they don't just leave easily. You can call him names. You can say he this, he that. That's your business. Cummings will win the next election. He will win the next election. The Liberia people will vote for him. You can say whatever you want to say. And the thing is that on Cummings' team, it doesn't mean that they guarantee you that you're going to be in his cabinet. Mr. Cummings is difficult to deal with. He listens to people, he put things together before he make a decision. Yeah. Yes, that's true. I agree opposed. But at the same time, we get Bill Tuare, who is a contesting. He's unsanctioned. You get Natalia McGee, who is contesting, and people running behind them. Bill Tuare in. River says, why are people crying for rice? Almost 5,000 bags of rice taken to the place just to go devour more. You know. But anyway, thank you. You know it. It's not a cabinet team. It's not. That is the right thing. It's not. You know, before I close, how the good people in Liberia, how many? How many? So if Mr. Cummings was to just look around and say, okay, you come here, you come here. That's a division. There is no way you can win without entering into the zone. No way. Mr. Cummings never run after them. Mr. Cummings will have an interview. Mr. Cummings never went to to this support me. The people realizing it, they hearing it, they coming home. They coming. You gotta take it easy. Bye for now.